Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here, back again with another video. So as of right now, as of this recording, early Tuesday morning, it is officially cut day. Now, there have been some cuts out there. Obviously, all of the cuts for all the teams have not been made yet. There's probably going to be a few teams who take, all the allotted time. All the teams, all the rosters have to get down by 1 p.m. Pacific time. If you're on the West Coast, 4 p.m. on the East Coast. So that's when all of the rosters have to be trimmed down to 53. And I think I might get a live stream in a little later on today, just based off of the cuts that were made by the Chargers and potentially some other teams that might impact what the Chargers do. If there's guys out there who can fill needs, I definitely want to cover that as well too. So I'll get into that a little later today. But as of right now, the guy who has made the Chargers roster, who I am probably the most excited about, who in my eyes has the most potential, is Zander Horvath. I seen a lot from this guy in preseason. I seen enough from him in preseason, I want to say, and I seen enough from him just in his brief playing status in the preseason. I seen enough from him to think that this guy really could be a game changer. And it reminds me back. It takes me back, to the last dying days of the fullback, when fullbacks were, they were still big and they were still, doing the whole blocking thing. But kind of back to the time 2010-ish to about 2012, the guy that comes to mind is John Kuhn. He was the fullback for the Packers around that time, and he played a crucial role in the Packers offense, and he played a crucial role in Aaron Rodgers developing into the quarterback that he is now. And I think Zander Horvath can be that guy. He has very, very similar skill set. To be honest with you, he's honestly a little better, I think, than John Kuhn. I think he's a little bigger, a little faster, a little more explosive. And that's the one thing that you see with this dude. He is an athlete. There are guys who are fullbacks. If you've been a San Diego Charger / Los Angeles Charger fan for any point in time, a fullback. Lorenzo Neal. Lorenzo Neal was the guy the ultimate fullback, right? If you can draw a fullback or you can build a fullback, a blocking fullback, Lorenzo Neal would be that guy, right? He is short, very stout, but very compact, low to the ground. Just a battering ram, right? Just somebody who's going to, run through the A and B gaps and literally just run people over and, create a lot of space for running backs. And that's what Lorenzo Neal did, right? I think one of the best fullbacks ever, in my opinion. But this guy has so much. Zander Horvath has so much more potential than just doing. He can do that. He is a big guy. And, the way that he plays, he seeks out contact. So he's never running away from contact. He's not trying to, do a whole lot of dancing. He's just going to run through you. So he can do that. But I think Zander Horvath, he is a guy, if used correctly, and I mean correctly, he can really open up this Chargers offense to another level. He can really take this offense up to another level just based off of his skill. Now, again, this is cut day, and, he is for sure officially has not made the team yet, but by every indication that I've seen, that anybody else has seen, he has the upper hand on Gabe Neighbors in the fullback battle that was going on. The Chargers are probably only going to carry one fullback, and you're obviously going to want to carry a guy who can do more than one thing, right? Gabe Neighbors was okay as a fullback. I thought he was okay his rookie year, 2020. Then 2021 he fell off a little bit, but Zander Horvath is a guy who can do more. He just has more skill. He has more natural skill than Gabe Neighbors. And I think Gabe Neighbors was a tight end in college. So the fullback, just a skill set. I don't know if he has that exactly. I know Zander Horvath, he ran the ball a lot. I know he did play some fullback in college, but he was a running back, a bruising running back. So I think he fits into the mold of what you would call a fullback. I think he fits into that a little more seamlessly than Gabe Neighbors does. But Zander Horvath, again, he's an athlete. He's a guy that can do a lot. So he can really open up this Chargers offense, and, he can really make this Chargers offense. The Chargers are going to move the ball, right? 20-20, they're going to move the ball. But I think in the red zone, And, specifically in, maybe some second and short situations, some third and short situations, he's a guy that you can have in the game who is a threat to the defense, right? Because you cannot just play him as a regular fullback. He's an athlete, right? He can, go out and take a pass into the flat, and he can go 20 or 30 yards, right? And he can carry people with him. You can hand him the ball. He can go up the gut. He can get you a tough, 1 or 2 yards to get a first down. He's a guy that can do a lot of different things. The only thing that I think is missing from his game right now at this point, and he's still young, obviously, the only thing that's missing from him is the reception ability, right? The ability to go out and run decent enough routes at that fullback position. But that's obviously just going to come in time, right? He's going to be a fullback full time in the NFL. So, he's not going to really be splitting reps with the running backs and things like that. So he'll be able to, in time, be able to learn his position, be able to learn, the different, tips and tricks, running routes as a fullback and things like that. I think that he will, eventually get that. And once he does get that, it's going to take the Chargers to another level. Because like I said, 20-20, the Chargers are going to move the ball. They did it really, really well last year. We expect them to do it again this year. At times the red zone kind of was a I don't want to say it was a problem, but there were some times where the Chargers should have scored more points in the red zone where they didn't. And I think if you have a guy like Zander Horvath, he's a guy you can hand the ball to. He's a guy you can throw the ball to, right? He can make red zone offense so much easier just because he is another guy for the defense to worry about. He's another back out of the backfield for the defense to worry about. If you have, Austin Eckler in the game, who is one of the best, receiving running backs out of the backfield, Zander Horvath, a guy who can, obviously, try to develop, some of his receiving and all that stuff. You have two guys in the game in the backfield who are both, potentially, double threats coming out of the backfield, right? Running, receiving. So it's going to be very hard for a defense to really key in on a certain guy. Then you also have Mike Williams. You got Keenan Allen to worry about. You're going to have Gerald Palmer in the middle of the field to worry about as well, too. So it is going to be, Gerald Everett, not Gerald Palmer. So it can very, very well open up this offense, and it can take this offense to another level, right? Which is a offense that can not only move the ball between the 20s, but that can punch the ball in when they get into the red zone. The red zone is really a monster for a lot of great offenses who cannot, consistently get into the red zone. They can move the ball up and down the field, but they cannot, really punch it in. And I think this guy, Zander Horvath, and all of his potential, right? And, again, he has not officially made the team yet, but we're pretty sure that he is going to be on this roster by the end of the day. So, he'll officially be the fullback. I think, just like I said, he just has to really work on his receiving skills because he can open this offense up. He can really open this offense up. I think he is a very good athlete. He showed a lot of good traits, especially for a guy he really hasn't played fullback full time. He didn't play that in college. He didn't play fullback full time in college. But he obviously impressed during his workouts. The Chargers were obviously interested in him, and he is impressed in the preseason, and he's impressed in training camp as well too. So this is a guy. This is one of the kind of the unheralded, untalked about guys at this point right now. But I think his skill set really fits in well to what the Chargers do, to what they want to do on offense, and for really, it's just going to give defenses a headache because you're not going to be able to key in, especially when you have a guy in who can do different things like that. And, eventually, I don't know if he's going to turn into being a Kyle Juszczyk type of guy, but, he has a skill set. He has a lot of skill set for that position, and he can do more than one thing really well. So I'm extremely excited to see this guy. I've been wanting to make a video on him for the past, week and a half or so, but, other topics have came up, but I'm really excited to see this guy perform this year. I don't want to, heap too much praise on him because he's going to be a rookie, and I know that he does need to learn his position. I know he needs to kind of get his feet under him, but if the preseason and if training camp was any indication of what this guy's going to do or what he's capable of doing, I think, as Charger fans, as a collective, we can all be really, really happy and really satisfied with the potential that this guy has. I really like all of his traits, and, hopefully he is a guy who can, help the Chargers get to another level. You need these. You have your stars pretty much wrapped up, but you need guys like this who can kind of get you to that next level. Just like I said, the John Kuhn thing, and when he was in Green Bay, you had the Donald Drivers, you had the Greg Jennings, you had the receivers, you had the Jordy Nelsons and things like that. But he was the guy. John Kuhn was the guy who kind of stretched that offense and kind of took it to another level, just based off of what he was able to do out of the backfield. And he was just one more guy that the defense had to be worried about. And, it obviously allowed, the Packers to have a lot of offensive success. And, ultimately they won a Super Bowl in 2010. So, I'm not comparing this guy, exactly to John Kuhn, but it is kind of the same type of thing. A good offense who, has a multi-dimensional fullback, who just makes the offense that much better. So it kind of is, in the same category. It's not, it's not the exact same thing, but it's in the same category, and it could do wonders for the Chargers, especially in specific situations, red zone, short yardage. He can definitely be an asset. So I'm excited to see what he can do. But that's pretty much all I got for this video, guys. Again, I might be back later on tonight to do a live stream just to go over, some of the cuts, especially if there's any surprises. I at this point, I'm not expecting any surprises, but you never know. So we will see once all the cuts are made, and we'll go from there and talk about it at that point. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. I really enjoy all the discourse that we have, all the comments, all the views, all the likes. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way out as well, too. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time.